Summer Mania is fastly approaching, and that means one thing: Xtreme King, which is the show I will be talking about today. And then also for our opponent, we will have none other than Chris Jones joining us to discuss his new GM position and, you know, the annual Battle Royal. And then, of course, the XCW Xtra, where myself, I'll be going one-on-one with Venom in a match that you can only see here on the rundown. First things first, though, let's go ahead and get into the matchups. Kicking us off would be Fletch facing off against DJ Wolbert in the Monsters Ball match. These two men have been going back and forth ever since the beginning of the season when DJ Wolbert made his return. And this would finally be the cap of the end of these two's feud. And you know, of course, it's a Monsters Ball. As you know, both men locked up for 24 hours. And Fletch would immediately target Wolbert by hitting him with a belt. When Fletch looked to have things in his way, he got a little bit too cocky and would get stuck in the Tree of Woe position. This is where DJ Wolbert took advantage with that thumbtack bat. And from here, we would see him kind of go back and forth. Fletch looked to give Wolbert the one final breath onto the mailbox. However, DJ would reverse it into the graveyard condition, and he would get the victory as he has finally put Fletch in his rear view mirror. Moving right along, the tag team titles would be defended as Violent Ending took on Patrick O'Reilly and Kurt Acid. It took a while for things to get going here, but finally we would see Acid and Jay Ellis get us going. They traded blows in the corner, multiple chops. However, it would be Kurt Acid that took early control of this one. The champions looked completely lifeless as Ellis couldn't get to JJ Kelty at all. When he was able to get to Kelty, that's when things shifted. Violent Ending finally had control. However, as we get to the end of this one, Patrick O'Reilly accidentally would knock Kurt Acid off of the apron, which resulted in Jay Ellis attempting to make O'Reilly fall asleep. And of course, we saw JJ Kelty followed up with the Swanton Bomb as Violent Ending have successfully defended their tag team championships. And it'll definitely be interesting to see what team steps up to them next. Next up, we had the ultimate submission match between Blackheart and Alex Cardona Thompson. Of course, Blackheart defending that international championship. You know, the ultimate submission, 20 minutes. The rules of this one, they go back and forth trading submissions. Whoever has the most will win. Blackheart would immediately connect with 3 straight black masses and make Thompson tap out immediately with the blackout as he took an early 1-0 lead. As towards the middle of this one with about 10 minutes to go, Thompson used a chair to his advantage and would lock in a Fujiwara armbar with the chair wrapped around the arm of Blackheart to tie things up at 1-1. Later on, when it looked like Blackheart possibly had this one won, Trinity Parker made an appearance, and to the shock of many, she would knock Blackheart out. Thompson took control, followed it with the Academic Honor, rolled that into the Disarmor as he would go on to win 2-1, and he has claimed that international championship. The first title change of this show. You'll have to stay tuned to see if there was another one. When we come back, we will have that phone interview with none other than Chris Jones.
Go take it all, your life, your dreams, your fire. Go take it all, this day, this time, this hour. You're
Back from that commercial break, and like I said, joining us, none other than Chris Jones, one of the greatest to ever do it in XCW. Chris, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, you know. You took on the role of general manager earlier this season. So far, how would you say that's gone, not only on your standpoint, but on the locker room and show standpoint?
Well, I believe the morale in the locker room has increased dramatically, knowing that, you know, Fletch can no longer push his weight and his own personal agendas around. You know, they need that leader. They need that focal point to help take XCW into the future.
All right, and you know, at Xtreme King, we saw the debut of Mianu Diaz. In your opinion, you know, how did you feel about that debut? Do you see a bright future for him?
Well, Miano Diaz is kind of reminiscent of one LOL, the person that introduced him, being that cynical introduced LOL back in 2005. Miano Diaz is a breath of life to the XCW roster. We don't have too many luchadors or cruiserweights, so that debut against Taven was absolutely fantastic, and I look forward to seeing what Miano Diaz can do for XCW.
Alrighty, and you know, as SummerMania is approaching, we see a lot of returns to the ring, surprises. Is there any chance that we see Chris Jones in the ring at SummerMania in a wrestling standpoint?
There is no way that Chris Jones is going to be at SummerMania. We have so many people. Our roster is so depth these days. There really isn't a need to have, you know, legends come back from the past. We have many people going vying for that spot at SummerMania for that world title. So we want the focal point to be on these future superstars, and hopefully those superstars can handle the pressure.
Definitely be interesting to see who all steps up as the best time of the year in XCW is quickly approaching. Anyway, I thank you for joining us on today's edition of Rundown, talking about Xtreme King and some of the surprises and debuts.
Thank you.
Yep. And when we come back, I will get into that Xtreme King Battle Royal and, of course, our World Championship match, and also that dark match as I face off with Venom in a never-before-seen match. So stay tuned.
something, I'm rising above it. From nothing to something is all that I wanted, I'm all in. Till the day I die, I came to win. Everything I got, I'm all in. Gonna let it ride, double down again. It's a way of life, I'm all in. Anytime, any place, any night, any day, I'm stepping up to the plate. Till the day I die, I play to win. Till the day I die, I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm all in. Open to gold, history shows, gotta be bold. All in. Trusting my gut, pushing my luck, it's all in the touch. All in. From nothing to something, I'm rising above it. From nothing to something, but fuck it, I love it, I'm all in. Till the day I die, I came to win. Everything I got, I'm all in. Gonna let it ride, double down again. It's a way of life, I'm all in. Anytime, any place, any night, any day, I'm stepping up to the plate. Till the day I die, I play to win. Till the day I die, I'm all in. I'm all in. I'm all in. Till the day I die.
And one final thank you to Chris Jones for joining us today. And this is Xtreme King, so the one big match, the Xtreme King Battle Royal. We only knew two things heading into this. Fletch would enter last, DJ Wolbert would enter first. And following DJ Wolbert would be Brogan O'Shea at the number 2 spot. These two men would have 90 seconds to go at it, one-on-one, try to get an elimination, which didn't happen. The first surprise would come at the number 4 spot when MILF Hunter made his return for the first time since 2017. Wouldn't last long for him, though, as Taven would send him over the top rope. Shockingly, the first elimination comes from none other than a masked character. Moving right along, though, a favorite heading into this one was none other than Corey Lee. He would enter 7th and immediately target his former rival, Brogan O'Shea. And then, at the number 8 spot, we would see Reefer come back. We did see him at a ground zero, but he was vying for the opportunity. Following him at number 9 would be the debut of El Loco Rojo, a newly masked character here. He wouldn't last long as both him and Reefer would be eliminated back-to-back, both by Brogan O'Shea. Another shocker would be Frankenstein. He didn't last long either. The tag team champions teamed up to eliminate him, and then Patrick O'Reilly and Kurt Acid, looking for some redemption, teamed up. They took out the tag team champions, but then Blackheart and Corey Lee would take out Kurt Acid. So, kind of just a spree of eliminations right there. And then, Miano Diaz, talked about him on the phone. He was in this battle royal, He definitely impressed in his short little time there. Didn't last long, but still got in the picture as he's definitely made an impact. Then, to the shock of Blackheart, Trinity Parker entered this one. And she was actually the one to eliminate Blackheart. Shortly after, though, the Scholar would take advantage and dump her. Don't want to focus too much. Do want to talk about a big surprise of this one was none other than Brennan Stickle. We haven't seen him since Vengeance took him out a few months ago. He tried to get Brogan O'Shea out, however, he wasn't able to. As we got to our final 6, Fletch, Void, Corey Lee, El Jabronio, shockingly, El Jabronio was in the final 6. Now, Fletch, he would immediately take out Void. And this is where things start to get spicy. Make sure you stay with me here and listen. As Void was eliminated, Tommy Merriman attempted to attack him. This is where Venom came in. And, as everyone's focused on Venom, he's making this comeback. He's getting after Merriman, attacking him for Void. This is where we saw Brogan O'Shea. He was technically eliminated. By all means, you can see it on camera. He was thrown over the top rope. However, the refs were not paying attention at all. They had no clue. Another thing here. Fletch and Hayden Vex would get each other out. So, you know, based on what the camera see, Corey Lee assumed, and you all would assume too, that he had the Xtreme King won. However, with the refs not knowing Brogan O'Shea was eliminated, he came in and dumped Corey Lee. Nonetheless, controversial, but from what it looks like, we know that Brogan O'Shea, he seems to have punched his ticket to the main event of SummerMania. Now, who will be facing? Well, Psychor and Brady Branson faced off in that last man standing match. Early on, Brady Branson was busted open, blood pouring from his ear, and he struggled to answer the 10 count early on, but got up just in time. He finally was able to take control as he used an American flag as a weapon, fitting the All-American theme, and of course, Xtreme King being July 3rd, that July 4th type of weekend. However, though, just when it seemed Brady could have got the 10 count, Psychor got to his feet and was able to plant Branson with the psych out, and he was able to successfully defend his title against Brady Branson. But here's where things also get interesting. The music of none other than Fletch hit as he came out and delivered one final breath to Psychor. This isn't where it ended. He demanded that Hayden Vex make his way to the ring and cash in, which is exactly what he did. After Psychor was already took down with the one final breath, Vex added insult to injury with the death by Vex, successfully cashing in his Money in the Bank briefcase. We now know Brogan O'Shea won Xtreme King. Hayden Vex is the world champion. Maybe that's the main event of SummerMania. You'll definitely want to stay tuned to find out, are things going to stay that way? Is something going to be done about the controversy finish to the Xtreme King Battle Royal? Are Fletch and Hayden Vex this dominant team now that is just going to be able to do whatever, as they're two of the best? And you know, I'm going to rate this show a solid A. I feel like every match had great story. The Xtreme King had a great finish. You know, it can deliver more things. And then the most shocking of all, that cash-in from Hayden Vex. And you know, we do want to make sure you're sticking around for the XCW Xtra, where I will go one-on-one with Venom.
Hello everybody and welcome to this special episode of XCW Xtra here on the Rundown. And this special for the 4th of July, and we're going to have fireworks here as Alex Cardona Thompson makes his way to the ring. Tonight, ACT will be going one-on-one with Venom, and what makes this match even more special is these are two former hosts of XCW Dinner with Destruction, and they meet one-on-one here on the Rundown as we await the arrival of Venom. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen XCW Xtreme King 2021, XC Wrestling 1 on YouTube is the place to go to catch everything XCW, new and old. Go check it out. As we await the monster, Venom, who is on his way to the ring here. And can you imagine being in the ring? It must be an ominous sight to see a man of his size, of his caliber, a monster on the way to the ring. Also, ladies and gentlemen, for all news and notes that you need, XCW, go check out our official the official Facebook page, XCW Shelbyville. And also our website, xcwwrestling1.wixsite.com/Shelbyville. We're about to get this match on our way here. Alex Cardona Thompson going one-on-one with Venom. two former co-hosts of Dinner with Destruction. We're starting off with a test of strength, but ACT tries to outsmart Venom, but the size advantage of Venom swings ACT to the ground. Venom goes through the big splash, and here he comes out with the honor roll, but it doesn't knock the big man off his feet. Oh, no, he did fall to the corner, and there it is. ACT firmly in control of this match. Goes for a pin, but a very quick 1 count. It's going to take more than that to put Venom down.
Seems like the scholar's getting the best of you.
And ACT trying to get this massive monster back to his feet.
How is he a monster? Explain that. He's not a monster. It's all about the scholar.
And Alex Cardona Thompson might have made a huge rookie mistake there, kind of toying with the monster. And now Venom is in control.
Wanna see it?
Oh no, what's he gonna do? Oh my God!
Oh, let's go. One more time.
Oh no, not again. Oh, unreal.
Come on.
And Venom goes for a pin, but Alex Cardona Thompson kicks out just before the 2 count.
He's got my fist! Hey, come on, no fighting.
And last shot by Alex Cardona Thompson. Will it be enough to put Venom away? No, it's not. He's got a second one. Can he roll him over? Can he get a pinfall here? No. No, he's setting him up for the third one without the knee pad, but he missed. And a low blow from Venom. A low blow. And Alex Cardona Thompson is hurting right here. Irish whip off the rope. Venom, that force, that power, strength. What can Alex Cardona Thompson do to put Venom away? No easy task, ladies and gentlemen. No easy task. And there's a headbutt. What's he setting him up for here? Short arm. And there it is. 1, 2, 3. Venom has put Alex Cardona Thompson away here on XCW Xtra on Rundown in dominating fashion.
Come on, Mr. Scholar.
Wow. Venom, absolutely impressive as usual here on Rundown. And ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for joining us here for XCW Rundown Xtreme King 2021 edition. Come back next time with more XCW Rundown. Thank you. Good night.